name's Robert Bennett. I'm currently at the Manchester and Central Park College. I've been asked to do a documentary for my course. Now, up until this point, I've been struggling with what to do it on. However, recently I received an anonymous text off a guy called Tim, who basically through a friend knows me, knows I'm in college, knows I'm doing a documentary, and he's asked to meet me, to show me something. Hopefully it's not something rude, I'm not into that. But yeah, so I've got to go meet him in a place called Helsby, which is in Cheshire, just on the border of Cheshire. So yeah, I'm just going to go on my way now to meet him and see what happens. Cool.
On my way to Helsby, the friend who put Tim in touch with me told me that recently Tim was in hospital, suffering from a concussion after a climbing accident. He said that in the past few weeks, Tim had become quite reclusive, which in his opinion was quite out of character for him, yet in my view totally justified considering what had apparently happened. As I said before, I have no idea of what Tim wants to see me about, but considering the circumstances, I would probably have to guess that he experienced something that's potentially changed his life or his view on life. Tim lives in Helsby, a village in West Cheshire thought to have been first settled by the Vikings in the 10th century. Translated back into Old Norse, Helsby literally means village on the edge. Dominating the terrain at Helsby is Helsby Hill, the location of an ancient British hill fort, and as of 1992, an abandoned Royal Observer Corps outpost. The ROC was a civil defence organisation operating between 1925 and 1995. This particular outpost was severely damaged by fire, and the blast-proof hatch was permanently damaged, leaving it open.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hi mate, how's it going?
Yeah, come in.
Cheers. It's a nice place you got here.
Thanks. I'm glad you came actually. I didn't think you were going to respond to the message. Come on up. So this is where I live?
Yeah, I like it. Obviously I've come along now to see you, to speak to you about what you want to tell me, so take it from the top.
Well, I tell you what, let's not talk about it here. Do you fancy a pint?
Yeah, sounds good.
He seemed genuine enough, so not wanting to stall things, I agreed to go for the drink. Once he was settled, I asked him to begin his story.
Well, can you see the mountain behind us?
I think I can get it into focus. Yeah.
I was climbing up there a few weeks ago and I had an accident. I fell and I hit my head and it was quite a bad one, to be honest. I don't remember a lot, but what I do know is I hurt my head, and the only thing that I remember about it was coming round and thinking, I'm not dead, but this is where things would end. And I knew that for whatever reason I was going to vanish there.
You vanish?
Yeah, that was the word that was in my head, that I was going to vanish there. And I knew that would be the end of everything, but until then, things would be different. And that's when I started thinking about things and being able to do things.
Right, so you've told me about, like, obviously you had your accident up on the hill, and you mentioned something about wanting to, you believe that's where you kind of vanish, you said. I mean, do you want to explain a bit more about that?
It's like I said back at the pub, mate. It's just the only words that came into my head. I just knew that in a week's time, that's going to be the place that I vanish.
Right. So a week's time, so when's that?
That's going to be next Sunday now.
Next Sunday, right, okay.
Yeah, right. And I know it sounds stupid, I'm not an idiot, but yeah, I can just make things move. I don't know how I do it. I just know that sometimes if I'm thinking, trying to reach for something, I don't have to touch it and it will move. It doesn't happen all the time though, that's the thing. I'll try and do something for you, but I don't know if it will work.
My first instinct was to laugh, but the sincerity of Tim took me aback. The video he showed me only increased my curiosity. Was this real?
Let me try again.
No. It's not happening for you, is it?
No, but can you see this? I recorded this the first time.
Oh no way. Play it again. Oh my god. Wow.
I told you.
Wow. Tim's just gone to put the kettle on. So I just thought at the time quickly to make an interlude. Yeah, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, what he's told me about his experience on the hill, you know, if that's happened to him, then you know, certainly he's going to have a different view on life in regard to what he says he can achieve, what he can do. You know, I'm still a bit sceptical. You know, seeing is believing, so I suppose we'll have to, you know, carry on and just see what, you know, what and if he can do anything, really, I suppose. So you're going to move this, what is it, like a keg, a small keg or something, is it?
Yeah, I'll try. Okay. Sorry, mate. I don't think I can do it.
Go on, just give it another go. It might be because you're on camera. I'll tell you what. Why don't we just we'll wrap this bit up now. We'll just have another chat. So. Okay.
There. Did you get that?
Well, I don't know. I got something. Hold on. Let me just stop and I'll play it back. Playing it back proved inconclusive, so Tim moved on to his next demonstration.
Are you ready?
Frankly, I was stunned at the last demonstration. However, Tim became irritable and said he was tired. I offered to finish up and asked if he would continue another day, and Tim reminded me that he believed something was to happen the following Sunday, and he invited me to meet him at the summit of Helsby Hill. After all I had seen and heard, I agreed to meet him and set off home. That Sunday I awoke early and travelled back to Helsby and prepared myself for the hike to the summit. I didn't know what awaited me when I would arrive at the top. Would Tim even be there? What was all this about, and what did it mean? Okay, so I'm here at Helsby Hill. This is where he wants me to meet him. Yeah, I'll just have to set off. Right, I'm not too sure which way Tim's come, but this to me seems like the only way up. There's like a bit of a gully up there. I'd usually be inclined not to bother going up there, but I'm kind of intrigued about what Tim's going to show me or what's going to happen, so yeah, I'm going to give it a go. Okay, this is where you want me to meet him, I think. Oh, there he is. Tim! Hi, mate. Tim? Tim! 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 Tim!